Hello everyone and welcome to part 2 of a replay between Sky and Th000 here on Twisted Meadows. A great game so far. A lot of action right at the start of the game before even the 2-minute mark. We do see now Spellbreakers joining in on this fight. So it is it was crucial that Sky was able to start training Spellbreakers. Spellbreakers obviously immune to that Shadow Strike and that Fan of Knives, really limiting the DPS. We do see one Goblin Zeppelin in the air that's very full, and now with one Flying Machine giving chase, and will be forced to drop back down. And now will this one Flying Machine be taken down? No, that Flying Machine has heavy armor, does not take any additional damage from the arrows of that archer, and finally pulling back. We do see a Tree of Life still sitting over here, and now more Moon Wells being placed down by Th000. So Th000 now sitting at low upkeep. Meanwhile, Sky still sitting at no upkeep. So he is currently getting 20 gold per trip. Meanwhile, Th000 is only able to get 14 gold per trip. Now, in over the fight over here, we do see a lot of Glaive Throwers now continuing to fight their way back and forth, and now trying to get another Fan of Knives off Spellbreakers. However, dealing a lot of damage. Now, the Huntresses with that Glaive bounce will be able to deal a lot of damage towards these Spellbreakers. However, we are only at level 1, so tier 1, no tier 2 upgrades. As the Blood Mage now sitting at level 2, we do have the Avatar. So the Avatar of Vengeance now in this fight, dropping down a lot of these Spirit of Vengeances. There are a lot of corpses on the ground, and now once again using that Siphon mana. And now in comes this Avatar of Vengeance. Avatar of Vengeance taking a lot of damage, however, all of these Spirit of Vengeances are immune to damage. And now picking up the Avatar in order to make sure that all of these Spirit of Vengeances are essentially immune to damage. The only thing that can attack the air is this one Blood Mage that is currently sitting there, and then dropping this. So very nicely done. So we currently sitting on 5 Spirit of Vengeances, just trying to push out as much damage as possible. This Spellbreaker down to 22 hit points. Mountain King now giving chase as well. Perhaps we'll start to fight off against this one unit over here. And now I do not think the Warden does not have any mana for any Shadow Strikes. We do see more fighting and more chasing coming in. Blood Mage still sitting at level 2, has a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability and plenty of mana. Production-wise, we finally see Sky go into low upkeep as this fight continues. All of these Avatar of Vengeances, or Spirit of Vengeances, now going straight into the base, trying to kill more and more of these peasants. So these peasants will be taking a lot of damage. Now going after the Goblin Shredder. The Goblin Shredder has heavy armor, so it will take the full damage from these Spirit of Vengeances. 17 to 21 damage. Will there be enough cooldown on this one particular Goblin, or on these Spirit of Vengeances, as this one Goblin Shredder decides to pull back? We do see that the Blood Mage and the Mountain King giving chase once again, and now we have mortar teams coming in. So the mortar teams now coming in to deal more damage, perhaps towards these Ancients of War. Ancient of War can unroot and try to start fighting back, and now they are going to unroot themselves, and because they are no longer fortified armor, take minimal damage from the mortar team, or reduce damage as this fight continues. We do also see some Flying Machines now in the air as this fight continues. We now see a Demon Hunter joining in on this fight with a Staff of Preservation and the Warden at level 6. So we have the Pendant of Energy, the Demon Hunter in there for mana burn to try to deny any mana coming out. Most likely we'll start mana burning the Blood Mage, getting level 3 now, and now trying to siphon the mana out moves away with this level 6 Warden. So the level 6 Warden, however, we do see a bash, and now the Demon Hunter needs to use a Potion of Healing, quickly using that Potion of Healing, and now the Avatar of Vengeance able to get a lot of damage out. Those Flying Machines now continuing to fight as we now see more mana siphoning and then funneled back into that Mountain King. Mountain King getting a lot of mana once again, will be able to get another Stormbolt off, most likely onto that Warden. The Warden now getting banished and now blinking very far off of that, being able to blink very far off of that blink ability. And now the Spellbreakers moving off to the north. Once again, the Spellbreakers have no upgrades whatsoever as they now try to fly away. Staff of Teleportation being used by that Mountain King over here to purchase perhaps some Clarity Potions and a Scroll of Healing, selling some additional items, and now moving back out once again. We do see with the Avatar of Vengeance and now the Warden coming back in to try to deal more damage. The Blood Mage very low on hit points. A Shadow Strike should be enough, getting in front of that Blood Mage. Blood Mage may go down to 58 hit points. However, we do see a very nice, and then now a Stormbolt coming in and saving that Blood Mage. Blood Mage was down to 51 hit points, and then saving that Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. That Archer will get taken down by a Stormbolt in the back, and down she goes. We do have the Demon Hunter resurrected fairly quickly. Staff of Preservation used on the on the Warden in order to use some more of those Moon Wells, and then pulling back once again. The Warden sitting on 215 mana, also using a Clarity Potion and using a Moonstone in order to fill the Moon Juice on those Moon Wells once again. So both sides sitting on 2 bases so far. However, the gold mines are being depleted at a relatively fast pace, and both sides will need to take up a 3rd gold mine if this game is to continue. Both sides doing a lot of damage. Stormbolt onto that Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter now down to 195 hit points. Will it be able to escape as another Fan of Knives comes in from the back, using another potion of healing, able to, and now summoning another Avatar. So the Avatar of Vengeance coming in, and now in comes the Spirit. And so this one Avatar of Vengeance trying to fight, however, quickly being surrounded by these Spellbreakers. And with this surround, this Ogre Mauler and this Mountain King will just be able to start bashing on this Avatar, giving a lot of experience to this Blood Mage. Blood Mage now, using, able to use a Staff of Preservation onto, did not use the Staff of Preservation. As the fight continues back over here, I thought something else had happened, and now the Warden comes in as well. So we do have a lot of damage being dealt to both sides, and now this Warden quickly will be feedback once again, now trying to siphon mana using a Staff of Preservation once again. So this Demon Hunter microing back and forth, and we also see a couple of Huntresses trying to do some pathing. Level 6 Mountain King, level 3 Blood Mage, and now out comes the Tree of Ages. The Tree of Ages walking around, trying to root another gold mine, and will not be able to. You do see that this gold mine here, it has not yet been destroyed, just because so many of these peasants were taken down that it never ever was fully saturated for the full amount of time, as long as the main base is Samdan's gold mine it was so far. So Samdan staying in this game and trying to set up another base. We do see a lot of guard towers now being built, and now in comes Sky. Sky now getting Dryads. So Dryads, an interesting choice, as Dryads are now also immune to that Stormbolt. And now in comes over here, so the Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, so that Mountain King getting very low on hit points, using another Potion of healing as these Dryads try to take down this Goblin Zeppelin. Goblin Zeppelin, however, most likely will be just fine. In comes another Fan of Knives, unable to deal damage towards that Mountain King, however, as the Warden now getting her mana siphon, and that Mountain King with that Boots of Speed, giving chase to that Warden, and a Warden getting banished. This is going to be very bad if that Mountain King is able to get off a Stormbolt, however, being able to blink away once again. So that Warden with a very, very effective blink play, able to escape that Mountain King, and now the Tree of Ages is rooted. So this Tree of Ages starting to bash away at these guard towers, wants to take them down. I do not see any peasants over here, as we have more mana being siphoned. Once again, another blink happening, and now in comes the Avatar from Sky, making him immune to magic, and also getting an additional 500 hit points. But that's going to be very dangerous when that Avatar wears off, as that hit points will be recovered. And now a quick banish bolt being dealt to that Mountain King, that Demon Hunter now very low on hit points, getting another Stormbolt, and now trying to use that Potion of Mana. Fan of Knives, down goes the Blood Mage at level 4, I believe, and now using a Staff of Preservation. However, the Demon Hunter being teleported over here instead. So that Mountain King getting a Stormbolt off onto that Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter now down to 56 hit points, and down it goes. So both secondary heroes have been taken down by both sides, as this Warden trying to pull back once again, taking another Stormbolt in the back. Not enough, does have enough energy for a blink if she did train level 2 blink. And now this one Avatar should be wearing off in just a moment, but however, not enough energy. Gonna go ahead and use that Staff of Teleportation to try to pull away. Does not use the Staff of Preservation on that low hit point Dryad, and Dryad now down to 10 hit points. We do see that the Tree of Ages have been taken down, and now this Ancient of War trying to take down more of these guard towers. We do see that now the Shade over here, and now some flying machines in this position. No additional units here, dropping temporarily that Pendant of Energy, now getting almost up to full energy once again, as these Dryads start to pick off more and more of these flying machines. We still are at tier 1 for Samdan now, as he no longer has that Tree of Ages, and now in comes another Avatar of Vengeance. The Demon Hunter has been resurrected and will be able to get to level 2 finally, and perhaps being able to tech evasion and be able to extend his life a little bit further. We do see that the flying machine is now in the air and now quickly getting taken down once again. So the Demon Hunter trying to get as much experience as possible, as the Blood Mage. I do not see where that Blood Mage is just quite yet. Perhaps has not been resurrected, as we have have more flying machines just in the air, and now more Spellbreakers on the ground. We do see that the Demon Hunter now trying to creep, and as that Demon Hunter gets to level 3, the tides may turn a little bit more, as the Demon Hunter with mana burn will be able to deal or deny a lot of the mana that Sky really needs in order to make that Mountain King very, very successful and useful. In comes another Stormbolt onto the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter now down to 233 hit points. Will be able to pull back there, taking a lot of that slow poison from those units here. And now finally Mountain King deciding to pull back, or being able to pull back here, as those avatars, the Spirit of Vengeance is just able to deal more and more damage, as they are immune to damage. You need to take down the Avatar of Vengeance in order to really deal any damage, as the Flying Machine once again on the move. A couple peasants will get taken down. Once again, Warden sitting at level 6 perhaps should give the Clarity Potion over here to that Demon Hunter in order to get more mana. No, does not need additional mana, as the Spirit of Vengeance is now trying to take down some additional guard towers. So those guard towers are also giving experience. Now, Warden may be able to come in and blink. No, not going to blink and try to get off another Abolish or another Shadow Strike onto that Mountain King. And I do not see any resurrection of that Blood Mage just quite yet. Not exactly sure what the strategy is, as the Spirit of Vengeance now going after some of these peasants over here, perhaps able to deal more damage. We do see double Griffin Aviaries, so we may get Dragonhawks. Dragonhawks would be a strong counter towards these Dryads, as long as you got the Animal War Training upgrade. However, I'm unable to keep track of the Animal War Training. The Blood Mage is back out once again in this fight, as the Spellbreakers once again trying to join in on this fight. We do see a lot of low hit point units now in the air. In comes the Avatar of Vengeance. Avatar of Vengeance trying to come in, deal more damage, and now trying to pick off some of these low hit point units. Down goes, oh, a nice Staff of Preservation, saving a low hit point Huntress there. And now able to pull out. So both sides so far doing a great job. We do see the Mountain King and the Blood Mage, another Staff of Teleportation perhaps coming bent over here, and will be able to deal more, get off some more Stormbolts. So far this is still anyone's game. No one has really taken a clear advantage just quite yet. Sky taking down his own mortar team in order to deny experience. However, another mortar team getting taken down here. So really, Sky in an awkward situation. All of his production buildings are over here. However, all of his armies need to be fighting over here. So anything that's rallied to his army will have to pass through the main army of Samdan. So Samdan in a very, very dominant position, able to stop any reinforcements. However, in comes a nice Stormbolt, a Fan of Knives coming in, and another, I believe, another Blink coming around the map continually, as these Dryads start to pick off more and more of this Blood Mage. Blood Mage now down to 288 hit points. Another Shadow Strike and Blink would be able to take it down. We do see an Avatar now coming into play, now immune to magic once again, trying to get behind and getting another Fan of Knives off and trying to take down more and more of those air units. We do see that the Blood Mage was able to, I believe, use a Potion of Healing, as those Dryads now picking off some of those Dragonhawk Riders. Dragonhawk Riders and now in the air, and now level 7 on the Warden, as the level 4 Blood Mage gets taken down. Level 7 on the Avatar, and now the Avatar trying to fight back against the rest of this army. Avatar of Vengeance still in play. However, another Blink moving away with this one Avatar, or one Warden here, and now trying to go after the Spellbreaker. The Spellbreaker, getting another Blink, and there was a weird shaped boomerang Stormbolt able to change direction and go after this Warden once again. So Stormbolt hitting the Warden in the back, stunning her for about 2 seconds. As this fight continues, we do see that the Avatar now continuing to give chase against this Avatar of Vengeance over here, as the Avatar of Vengeance wants to deal more damage, take down more of these units. A lot of Spirit of Vengeance is now coming in order to deal more damage towards these peons, or those peasants. Those peasants now getting taken down, and now we see the Avatar quickly getting surrounded by an army of Spellbreakers, and the Avatar of Vengeance at 1200 hit points will just continue to feed more and more experience to Sky. Stay tuned for part 3 of this replay between Sky and Samdan here on Twisted Meadows.